Alright, another small job on the van to be completed. I want to put a curtain over my side window so when I wake up in the morning it's still dark, because I went camping in this the other weekend and by like 4 AM it was broad daylight in here and I got up super early. So I've got this kit here which has got some rails and it's like a universal kit. So I'm going to cut it out and hopefully fit it to this window and it looks all right. The kit is on eBay, so I'll put a link in the description so you guys can see it. Here is the kit. So you've got these rails to mount on the door and the curtains. What I do like about these curtains is they're blackout and they're really stretchy. So if you mount them like quite low or quite high, they'll stretch nicely and they'll fit. So you've got a lot of sort of movement to stretch them up. Because if I hold up like that, it's pretty hard to do this with one hand, but basically, yeah, it's a little bit longer. So the first rail I'm going to mount along the top of there, and the second one, it's going to be a bit harder on here to do because I want it all the way up to the edge. So I might have to bend this rail to make it fit all the way up to there because I don't want any gaps. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to measure the top one, cut it out, and then measure the bottom one, and then yeah, get them mounted. You've got little screws like this, so with a drill I should be able to just screw these straight through into the metal and it should hold nicely. Okay, so I've got both pieces cut out and this piece I've started moulding it to the shape that I need. And the good thing is with these, they're very flexible and they're easy to bend, and I've basically just used a rubber mallet, sit it up there and then gently tapped away until it's about the shape I want. So once I've screwed it down, it'll be fully fixed down and they're still pretty flexible. So that's the bottom one pretty much done. Now I need to just screw it down and then move on with the top one. The only issue I'm going to have with the top is I've got the length of it that's going to go across here. So with the way that this works, I might have to go over it and then back under. And with it being quite flexible, I think I'll get away with that. So I'm going to mount the bottom one down first and then I'll start mocking that up, and then here I'm hopefully just gonna nip under it and then loop back in there. So we shall see how that goes. I don't really want to end it here because I don't want the gap here for the window, so I'm gonna definitely go round, but hopefully it just looks neat and tidy when I'm done. All right, so I've got the first rail all screwed in and I've got one of the curtains wrapped in. One of the things I'll say is with putting these screws in, it's a lot easier to drill a pilot hole first and then screw those in. It makes your life a lot easier. So that's that rail done. Onto the top rail, I've done my best to go around there, but I'm struggling to bend it over to go under it and then back up. It's like starting to disform, so I think I'm going to mount it and just sort of leave it hanging like that. It's not exactly how I wanted it, but it'll still work. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have a go at attaching that now. Alright, so I've got it all finished off and they work pretty well actually. Pretty happy with how they've gone on. So when you're tucked up in bed, it's still going to be nice and dark in here. The only thing I'd say is putting the top rail with the screws in that is quite hard. It'd be helpful if you can have someone sort of giving you a hand to put them all up. But yeah, good little addition to the van, and it's definitely a must-have. That's it, another little job sorted on the van, and this thing is pretty much all finished. I've got all my rock and roll beds sorted, all the cooker and all my electric sorted. The rest of the build is on the channel if you guys want to check it out, but man, I'm happy with how this thing's turned out. It's definitely worth getting like the more expensive fridges and my little night heater down there. And this build's probably the best one I've done, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. So until next time guys, I'll catch you in the next video.